Hey guys, welcome to the Shawn Linton talk show. Hope you're alright. I am your host, Dr. Linton, and I'm here just very briefly to give you just a brief update on the enlightenment of the Jews and the Holy Bible. We are talking about, I had a show that I spoke about religion. And what we are talking about religion, people sometimes they get caught up into religion, even though I know what I know about the origin of the Church of England. But that doesn't hinder me from being friends with them and help, because we can't stop. It's like being born and a baby being born and as a result of rape, or a child being born as a result of incest, or a child being born as a result of a freak, being disabled. There's nothing that the child can do. The child is absolutely innocent. And with these things are innocent, this innocent. You can't stop the king of this country from creating his own religion. That doesn't mean that he's right. It doesn't also mean that the people that are sincere, that worship there, aren't going to be saved. So then it does takes a whole lot of deliberation and a whole lot of wisdom to lead, and also to have the sort of knowledge that we need to not stifle people and kill people and be disgrace to people and bury people alive and judge people. But it takes a whole lot of wisdom to be able to be a humanitarian, to be able to reach out to people and to be able to say, well, listen, this is not my belief, but I do understand, and to move on. The word is called transcend, to be able to be somebody that transcends a global, different religion. I do believe that I pass, and I believe that myself and my ministry have passed denominational barriers, in going into different arena and to different zone that people believe. If somebody was brought up Muslim, people say what they want to say about Muslim, but I just don't believe that all Muslims are. Well, I don't really believe. I know a whole lot of Muslims, but I believe I'm friends with them. I think they're nice people. I think they are very creative people. I think they are very I'm friends with a whole lot. A little boy came to see me some time ago last week, and he was probably about 13, 14, and he goes to one of the school around here, and he well, he didn't say he was a Muslim, but after he was brought up Muslims. His parents are Muslim, and he's very intelligent, stay out of trouble, see, very respectful, very observant, very disciplined, and I would give him A all the way. We can't point our hands and judge people. You got people who are Roman Catholic. We understand the history of the Roman Catholic churches and what they did to the Christians. At the time, the Roman Catholic was more of a society at the time than more so religion. They were wealthy, rich, and affluent, and big, and the people that was really following Jesus were called the children of the way. Those people were thrown to the lions, and they were used to entertainment in the Colosseums in Rome. But that, knowing the history and knowing what is seemingly going on now, it doesn't say that all Roman Catholic are the same. I communicated with the last, not this Pope, but this Pope, but one of the last Pope, and this is a frame from the Vatican City, from the Benedict's, I believe it is Benedict's, and that was in 2011 when he was in office. So I believe firmly that serving God, and if we are a leader, and especially a leader now, one must be educated to be able to reach all people from different status. Paul in the Bible, the Apostle Paul, he spoke to kings and prime ministers and leaders and governors and statesmen, and he was very educated. I believe that when we say education, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to go to a PhD. It doesn't mean you're going to be certified where certificate is concerned, or where qualification is somehow different to education. You can be so educated and you've got nothing on paper to show that you are educated, but the wisdom that flow out of you. And that is how much you read, and how much you do mental research, and how much you analyze and evaluate and summarize and give people practical and realistic and respectable philosophies to live in the social life that we now live. You see, that is the, I would say that in itself is education. You don't necessarily have, we get things on paper because it's a system, and when you go to work they need to see something on paper, they need to see it on paper, you know. You understand how the system works. And where administration is concerned, we have to agree with that somehow. But we're talking about life skills in our education, in our everyday life. You don't have to have one barrage of qualification if you don't want to. But I would implore and encourage and advise people, come out of your comfort zone. This is the only way that we are going to live together, because our ways are different, our culture are different. You know, let me take for an example the culture of Great Britain. The culture of Great Britain is that the system is different. You know, I do advertise my business on Facebook, and I do, and for a number of years people thought I was showing off, and they thought, and they just say a whole lot of things. But if I was in America and seeking a job, you got to sell yourself, you know. So it is a cultural thing more than a personal thing. And the only way you're going to understand if the difference between the culture and the personal is when you educate yourself and understand. There's a lot of people that come from Jamaica and come here, and not everybody, I said, you know, some people, and they struggle because of culture, because they realize that it's not easy for you to come from one culture and then into another culture. It is different. You have your religion, your family structure, and everything is different. And to be successful in life, and when I say success, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to drive Bentley or you're going to have a palace or a castle. When you say success, that's what comes to people's minds. Success is having the power to be enlightened, to be free from any limitation. That to me is success. Having that power that I'm not bound. I'm not bound. I can mount to anything that I want in this life. If I want to be a pilot, I can be a pilot. If I want to be a doctor, I can be a doctor. If I want to be an astronaut, I can be an astronaut. Whatever I choose to be, I can be. That is success in itself. That I don't allow race and culture and people's way of life and religion to keep me bound, to keep me hostage, to keep me not moving. You know, you don't have to be born in a palace. That is bondage. That's not successful. If you believe that only people that were born in a palace have got privilege, you're not successful. If you believe only people that were born with silver spoon and gold spoon can make it in life, then you're not successful. If you believe that only politicians can make it in life, then you're not successful. If you believe that only conservative children can make it in life, then you're not successful. If you believe that only Hollywood and people on TV are important, then you're not successful. These are limitations. If you believe only Muslims, it's just the Muslim belief is the only belief, then you're not successful. If you believe that only Jews were the only one that was tortured and punished, then you're not successful. If you believe that only black people was the only one that was in slavery, then you're not successful. All these are limitations, whether it's be social or economy or some twisted philosophy. Whatever your limitations are, it is limiting you from being free, totally free. And that is an hindrance to success. Success is having no limitation. in is not, you don't have to be driving the car, but you say to yourself, if I can drive, but you have the faith within yourself that if I want to drive the car, then I can drive the car. If I want to drive a Bentley, I can drive a Bentley. If I want to drive a Rolls Royce, then I can drive a Rolls Royce. You know, I like the success story of Reggae. I was watching. I didn't watch it. I think my brother encouraged me to watch it because he loved this sort of stuff. And I was watching it when he came in. You know, this Rasta man came in that lived in London, Brixton, that walked straight in Dragon's Den. And he said, and he was talking about his grandma sauce and this and all this, and they bought it. And from there we see him on TV, and he was still living in probably he had a lot of kids were living there, and it was just a little house in Brixton, and he lived there years after he won $1 million, and he was still, I think up until today, he's still the biggest from Dragon's Den, and he was still living, and all of his kids were still living in that little house in Brixton. You see, so that is success, to know that I'm not gonna, if you follow the crowd, a lot of people these days do things because of people. They follow Gucci, they follow Armani, they follow Valentino, they follow Naomi or David Beckham. They just want to follow suit. That is not success. You are a cheap imitation of people's success. That's what it is. True success is you finding and creating yourself, walking in that power and that light, even though it costs you something. David Beckham didn't get there. I remember the Beckhams when they were living in this country. They were slaughtered. They were slain every day for being the Beckhams when they were in this country. Every day. It's only when they got to America, I believe, they got a bit of importance. So their success, they earned it. They did David Beckham really bad. I pray that those two couples stay together, because trust me, they deserve each other. They are just two beautiful people that you don't have to agree with me, but I like to see people stay together and have children together and just work through the bad and the good times together, and actually success. We don't have to be infringing on each other's right. You, I'm me, and we work together. We are one. To be one. But individually you're separate. And if you're called to be one, to work together in one entity, then that's different. But not in all cases. So you see, people have paid for their success. Naomi Campbell have paid for that. When they were paying all the other girls top fee, they weren't her. But she took it out and she fight. People, and it is good. And I'm not talking about these designer people. I respect them for their job and their contribution to the society. What I'm saying to you, my friends, is that you can always wear your clothing. But having success is when I wear Armani. I love Armani suits. This one is not Armani, but I love Armani suit. Fit me very well. But I believe I'm successful because I don't believe that Armani is the only one. I can wear my own clothing. Shawn, Linton, brand is when you can wear other people's clothing, but know that they're not a god. I'm wearing them because I respect them. I think it is nice. I'm not following everybody. And we have to admit that this nation have gone into a frenzy, this world, that we are following people. We allow the media to dictate. This is why we have got a whole lot of suicide. The media is dictating to people. What is fashionable? What is that? What about you? Where is your opinion? What do you think? Why are you allowing a group of people to dictate to you and tell you what I should wear, what is in, what's not in, when you are going to get it in your mind that you are that important? And you have the power of decision. Make your own law. Make your own brand. Create your own Kentucky chicken, Kentucky fried chicken. Colonel, he never started like that. He was sacked from his job. Went home and messing about. And that's how Kentucky chicken came about. All these top designer people are rejected people that were jobless and penniless and decided to try a thing. And it worked and keep working. Success is getting negative energy away from you. Negative people. Anything that is negative, anything that is not working for you, anything that doesn't work your way, get it out, get it away, and concentrate on what you need to concentrate on in order to become successful. So I ain't saying to you to drive the car, I have the house, I have. No, I'm saying to you, having a mindset, having a free mind within you that has got no limitation, that is afraid of nobody, that is not afraid of failure, that is not afraid to go down and to be rejected and to be turned back and to be turned away and to be laughed at and to be joked at and to be take the bit off, but you still continue. Success, the power of success is not having the limitation of religion, race, culture, nationality, status, zip code, postcode, country, immigration, borders, skyline, color. It is being totally free to know that it may take me a long while, but if I continue and keep fighting and develop a good character, a good skill, good moral, good ethics, put God before, then someday you will get there. This is just my brief report to you. Just my brief report to you on the secret of success and the meaning of success also. Here, all in here, I believe I can fly, R. Kelly. I believe I can fly. You can fly. The Bible said I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. Move up, move onward, move forward, and go to your destiny without hesitation or hindrance. Thank you.